Alright, we're live, I think. Let's see. Let's see. All the fellas in the chat. You gotta say something. You gotta say something, otherwise I cannot be said to exist, so get going. Okay? Oh, let me shill this. Is shill even a bannable word on YouTube? I don't know. It's a nice word. To shill. It's a nice word. Can anyone hear me? I think I'm fine on let me disable desktop audio. Let me just start. Let me just, yeah, the thumbnail is not proper. I think the stream wasn't even proper because like the, what do you call it, stream preview or something, because it didn't appear on my YouTube page. You could only get it through like a link. Streaming right now. And I made a thumbnail. The thumbnail was I'll even show it to you what the thumbnail is supposed to be, but it's not showing up either. It's a Joker image. Every time I stream, it's always going to be a Joker. So yeah, it's this image. Friendship is a part of our life. Exactly, it's a part of our life, and it's definitely a very important part of our life. But it's not showing. It's not showing that. It's not cool. I really don't like this background actually, because you can see too much. You can see a kitchen. You can see, I don't know. You're seeing way too much. But I don't really plan to do much. Is the stream working well? Looking at the chat right now. We got Julian and Salih. İyi akşamlar. 9 concurrent viewers. That's not a lot. That's pretty bad. No, I'm just kidding. Well, it kind of is, but we'll have to see. I don't really have anything to talk about, really. I just wanted like give some quick updates and maybe answer your questions if you have any of them, and we can just end it. I was actually planning to upload a video today, but I guess I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow. It will actually be perfect if I upload it tomorrow. Another good thing, which will be nice if it was tested once. I don't think it's gonna be done a lot, but when I first got monetized, not demonetized, but monetized, I could not get the super chats thing because it wasn't available for my country. And then I had to stay at my real home. I don't live in Istanbul. I'm living here temporarily until university finishes or something really nice happens. Oh no, you saw my washing machine. Oh no, that's so bad. I couldn't, super chats weren't available. They weren't available in Turkey, but now they're available. I actually activated them. So if anyone super chats right now, that will be a nice test. Maybe we'll see something happen. I don't know. Okay, so viewer activated. That's where I see super chat stuff. All right. And thank you, Alan. May God be with us all. Is it on the council? No, it's not on the council. Although I am thinking of making a video on it, like a PowerPoint presentation, because the stream I had with Jay was obviously, I think, very good. It's just, it will help people a lot more if they could see the books, not the books, but the pages that I'm referring to. And they could read it for themselves, and maybe I could compile what I'm talking about, and it will be easier for me. I probably still have, oh, that's not what I intended to do. Let me see. Probably still have documents somewhere. It's not showing my, okay. I'm kind of paranoid about that nowadays. Like, oh, I'm searching stuff on my Windows or whatever, and like, oh no, it shows up my information or whatever. No, it's gets into here. So I probably don't have the notes anymore. I really dislike Windows search because like you're trying to search for a document, and what it does instead is that it's searches through online, and you search for documents tab, nothing shows up even though you know it's there. Like, this Windows sucks. Where's my cousin? The real story. Wait, is that? Oh, someone's just entering. Where's my cousin? Oh, he forgot his glasses, man. Can't find it. So, he's not available here today. I kicked him out of my house. Told him to screw off. Because he's being a rentoid. You know, I'm the land chad. I own this place. I'm a land chad. He didn't pay rent. Had to kick him out. Come here next month. Maybe when you get money. I don't care how you get it. Gotta get money, man. Starting a new month. And filthy rentoids just gotta get the boot. Okay. So is the stream, can you hear me properly? Like, does the screen show you good stuff? That's what's important to me. I wasted 6 minutes on this right now. If the stream is doing well, then please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds and less. I don't know what the heck that even means. Yeah, I don't care what it means. Anyways, I think the stream is fine. So anyone in the live chat right now, I am going to ping everyone in Dire Court, so we're probably going to get an influx of people. Can I even post on announcements? Because that's what the cool boys do. And we can start the show on the road. I am streaming right now. Come join and help me come join. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Forgot to send the link because I'm a genius, and that should work. So I wanted to kind of start with some stuff. Obviously, as you can see, I have moved because I was not paying for my family. I'm just kidding. Because of university now, because the meme virus lockdowns ended. Now they're trying to be face to face, but we gotta wear the cuck masks, right, to be in class. I've actually gone to university for this week. It started this week, and we had to wear the cuck masks inside. I don't know about other universities here in Turkey, but ours is like that. It's not really surprising. And the internet connection here, I made sure that we got the best one, because 95% of my life has been me getting stuck with bad internet while staying on the internet. And that's a very good way to live with less, but you gotta have something more, man. It's just how it is. And what was I gonna say? Anyways, so I'll be able to stream a lot more often. The keyframe frequency of 4 seconds. This is just coming up, but stream status poor. Is it poor right now? Because I think I'm getting gasted by YouTube. I mean, YouTube does this all the time, and I don't even know what a keyframe frequency is. Anyone tell me what a keyframe frequency is? Yeah, the beanie is stuck with me because that's what do they call that? That's a collateral. Okay, that was collateral for that month, but that wasn't enough. He needs to pay me now. But Pilgrim, yeah. Well, in my I don't know. In most universities, in the case of my universities, I don't have to be injected, but I do have to take PCR tests every 72 hours. If I want to go to class every day for my university, what I pay the university for, I have to take PCR tests twice per week, and they cost like $30 in American dollars. It costs like 250 Turkish liras. So you have to pay 500 Turkish liras, $60 every week to go to class. That's like added onto the cost of going to university itself. It's, and the funny thing is, like, the professors vary it, the students vary it, and this is the funny part, is that you have to take participation if you are physically in the class. You have to take participation if you're physically in the class, because if someone in the class gets the meme virus and they know that you get the meme virus, and they can know that student got the meme virus because there's this thing called Life Fits into Home. Very nice application that is connected to your government health, whatever. And they, like, if you go to hospital, if you take a PCR test and it gets positive, that application says, oh, this guy has the meme virus, and everyone in the school knows it. Everyone in the school knows it. Everyone in that class knows it. Everyone that went to that class for 14 days had to isolate themselves. I am not kidding. That's literally what the rules are. You had to isolate yourself. I mean, like, man, I'd prefer to just die. Like, if you ask me, I'd prefer to just die. But I don't know. People like that life. So, keyframes are special frames that have all the information to reconstruct the whole frame. The next few frames have partial information. When you miss a keyframe, that's the weird glitchy video. Okay, is it like a stream thing? Because I use OBS. But like, it's just, I mean, you know the classical. You don't need to hear them from me. And I don't plan to stick on this topic, otherwise YouTube might not like me talk about it so much. But it's like, you get injected to be protected against it. You wear this, and it's like, it's like, it's still not enough. You're still scared. Like, okay, man. Like, I told this to I was driving one day, and I was driving very fast through a curve, and I slid. The car just straight up slid. And my mom was screaming at me, and I was like, Mom, don't you like think that we should have fun in life? Like, shouldn't we gotta have something dangerous happen to us in our life, man. Like, it's just, it's just what makes life so special. So people are scared of that. People are scared of having dangers in their life now. Like, you can't have a danger anymore. And I think that's sad. I think that's not cool. You gotta live life a bit dangerously. You can't just live passively, safely, and just like be, 100% secure. In fact, I mean, safety can be a risk, okay? Safety sometimes is a risk. It's like the same thing. I know someone, some Twitter account, as a crypto trading Twitter account, is like, not participating in the crypto market itself is a risk. And it's like, that's true, because risk isn't something like, oh, I have a 10% chance to die. That's not what risk is. Risk is like, what are you losing, right? Like, what are you missing out on? What are you losing? It can cover something like that as well. Those who remember Mr. Water, we don't have Mr. Water anymore. These are all temporary workers. We have immigrated from a different country. These are refugees. They're filling in for Mr. Water for the time being. So doing it just so that YouTube knows that we respect refugees, and we open our borders for immigration. Okay, just so YouTube knows. So we are good people. Anyways, I see that some people have chatted a lot. So let's see. Use a wired connection so you don't have wireless connection. That's gonna be a bit difficult. Someone asked if there was gonna be a part 2, but yeah, when's the part 2 of your debate with Paul Iran gonna happen? Never, because he pussied out. Like, like, what do you expect, right? It's like, I mean, I said I was ready for a second debate, but it's like, what will we even debate about? I mean, I think that whole arc is just done. I don't think I already said what I needed to say. I might make more videos, like clarify some stuff people are asking questions about, but I think I've said what I needed to say quite sufficiently about that topic. There are some things that I might like dive into. I read John Philoponus' The Arbiter, for example. Now, Philoponus is not a he's not a anti-Chalcedonian saint. In fact, he's a heretic, but he's a heretic because of his tritheism. But what they don't understand is that Philoponus is tritheist because of the anti-Chalcedonian Christology. And another great book I read talked about John Askudsangis. Is that how you say his name? Who was an anti-Chalcedonian, who basically said, like, look, we say hypostasis is just particular nature. Well, there are three hypostases in the Trinity, so how does that not mean there are three natures in the Trinity? Yeah, thank you. That's the argument I've been making for 2 years now, and I didn't even know it until a couple months ago. That he made that argument. That is, I knew that there were people making an argument in history. It's just that I didn't know that happened until quite recently. So it's like, I mean, what I've been talking about, I mean, it's just confirmed in history, right? It's not like I'm like sitting here reading things on my own and just like interpreting things on my own. Like that's what losers do. Okay, I ain't a loser. So you gotta, and it's difficult, right? It's not easy. I see many people make easy like silly mistakes on these topics all the time. So it's like with, for example, Seven Zealot guy, like his biggest mistake, like his biggest issue is that he actually doesn't know what he's talking about. It sounds so strange because he seems knowledgeable, but that's because he is reading from a script, right? Now that script, actually, I've heard that there was a multiplicity of people involved in like they weren't happy that I try to push the debate that early. This is all what I've heard from people. It might not be true, but it seems like there was a multiplicity of people working together, which, like, to me, I don't get, like, it won't even matter. Like, they could have like what, 5 people in front of me, I'd still debate them. Like, it's not a big problem. But I think his biggest problem is that he doesn't really understand the topic. Like, he knows the words, he memorizes things, but he doesn't really understand it, you know? And no offense to him, but that's a girly thing. Like, women do that. Like, that's what a woman that studies a lot in high school does. That's not what a man does. A man doesn't really memorize stuff and doesn't try to understand things. He tries to understand things. He doesn't just merely memorize them. So I think that's his biggest mistake, is that I don't think he comprehends what is being spoken about. And that's a huge problem in like trying to understand what's going on. But anyways, as I said, I said what I needed to say. I think I've done quite a sufficient defense of our faith in that regard. I want to move to greener pastures, but 5.5k. Yep. Oh, someone here, I believe. Okay. Well, actually, and by the way, to finalize this, I actually tried to debate a Oriental monastic scholar. Well, not even a debate, but a discussion. And I originally planned to have it recorded. And the only reason that this even happened is that I don't want to dive too much into detail, but basically they were trying to, because they were having a conversation with someone that I converted from that religion to ours, as it usually happens. Nah, with God's grace. I'm just joking. I'm not being fully serious, but he did convert. He has actually a comment in one of my old videos, back when he was anti-Chalcedonian, and they try to like get him back. So they like got this like monk who's a scholar, and like I was told about this, and I was like, if I could get a discussion with this guy, that would be great, because like that's like their top. He will be like the closest to being the top guy, right? So I asked him, hey, can I, like, next time you have a meeting, like, can you get me in on this? Like, I wanna be present there, and I wanna speak for, my friend. And they found out that I have a YouTube channel, and they're like, no, we're not gonna have you. So imagine being scared of I don't want to say scared, but imagine avoiding Imagine running away from a 20s or a early 20s Turkish university student. Like, imagine doing that. I don't know. If I was that guy, I'd be like, get this guy to me. Like, I want to get this guy to me. I want to hear what he has to say. And if he says nonsense in 10 minutes, I'll be like, yeah, okay. You're not special, go away. Right? I wouldn't be mad if he did that, but I will probably feel like maybe I'm insufficient and maybe I need to work on something, but gotta have the opportunity to have that, to even think of that. Anyways, this is the last thing I wanted to say. Stream seems to be good. What is my next debate? I'm not really a debate guy, so I don't know. We'll see in the future. Low IQ question. Why is my screen? Yeah, that's actually a question that I'm wondering about myself. Yeah, like it's doing this. I don't know what to do about it. Oh, is Bella from Twilight a mena patty? Bella is not. Yeah, today a couple of friends of mine watched Twilight. I actually suggested to watch Twilight, because I think I don't think he will appreciate if I said this because maybe it's hidden, but he wants to kind of like watch vampire movies. And I was like, why don't we watch Twilight? It's a vampire movie. And I was like, okay. Like we watched it. And I was like, it's not as bad as people think it is, right? It's like it's a girl movie because it's made for girls, right? But I thought it was like we could make so many memes from that movie. I thought it was funny, but I don't think it was that bad. Roger Brown, are you pro W or B? What kind of a question is that, man? Are you kidding me? I'm pro Turk. What? How about that? Oh man. How come y'all is afraid of answering why he's called John the Baptist and not John the Orthodox? I ain't that smart, but I'm pretty sure I got the knockdown argument. Yeah, Super Boomer. That's a great argument. I'll have to think about it because that's an insanely good argument. How could I think of that? Why is it called the Orthodox Church when the Creed says one Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church? You got an answer? I don't. Oh, I got a super chat. This is insane. This is my first super chat. This is history. Dan Martinez says, does Father Hears have a bishop? A lot of accusations. I know who his bishop is. In fact, there was a discussion on this topic on Twitter. Someone who's very close to Father Peter Hears actually publicly disclosed who his bishop is. So it is out there. You can find it on Twitter. You can use the search function on Twitter. You can find it. It is out there, right? It's something findable. So, but I've known who his bishop was months ago. I've been told about that. It's actually not as problematic as people think. It's like I don't know why people are so curious about it these days. It's like a bunch of accusations. Yeah, but it's like accusations like the accusation is always made by people who are leftists and liberals. Like they're not and like psychopathic idiots. They're not made by like people that we want to have on our side. So it's like to me, like in my idea, like I don't want to just like give answers or help to people that are like explicitly against what we're doing. To me, I just want to make things as difficult to them as possible. Because why would I make things easy for them? It's like, can you prove to me? It's like, oh, dude, like if someone asked to me, hey, David, can you prove to me that you were baptized in the church? Like, I have a baptismal certificate. It's probably somewhere in this house. It's either there or the other house. I can bring it to you. I can show it on stream. I'm not gonna do it just because you asked me to. Why will I? Right? Like I don't listen to what people tell me to do, and I won't want other people to have that either. So let's see. Please stop watching anime and become a base Turk. Well, to do that, I'd have to be a Turk in the first place. Ahaha. I always love to be like, oh, it's like, oh, you're a base Turk. It's like, I'm not a Turk. And it's like, oh, you're not a Turk. Actually, I am. I love to do that. I love to play with people because it's like, it's always like, people get mad at that stuff a lot. Like they get like the Balkan conflicts, right? Like they get so much into Balkan conflicts. I don't know why you will spend time doing that, man. Like to be honest, it's like, this city is mine. No, you stole that city from us. It's like, cool. Like you want that, take it. Like that's what I like to think. It's like if you want, but like at the moment, it's like, think of it this way. I mean, land conquests are unnecessary today. Right? I think I've talked about this in a previous video. Land conquests are unnecessary because you already have access to that land, right? If I'm a German, and like if I'm a German, why would I want to conquer Poland right now? There's literally no reason to do that. I, as a German, can just go to Poland right now easily and live there because of the EU passport, right? I can easily access their lands and resources. So there is really no point of conquest. There's like, what will be the point of a conquest? Oh, so that they can be ruled by the German democratic government instead of the Polish democratic government. Like that's what like, or like, oh, this like very tiny part of their law is going to be like different now. Like, there's no point in conquering lands anymore. There's no point in wanting to have lands. You want Kosovo? Go live in Kosovo. Oh, now you want a specific group of people to live in Kosovo? Okay, but like I guess that's a different story. That's a different topic. But like, there's no economic incentive anymore. There might be cultural incentives still, but cultural incentives alone, they're not strong. I'm sorry to say it to you guys, but most people didn't go to war because of cultural sentiments. Okay, that's romanticization. It's not really the case. Sorry, but I mean, if you're talking about the Old Testament, that's a different thing, obviously, because that's, God telling them to conquer land. Let's take take this land. That's yours. So like that's a different thing. I'm not denying that such a thing happened, but it's like regularly. That's Orthodox in Religion Today says, guys, please pray for a catechumen at my church. Her name is Habia. Is that right? Yeah. Habia. She's very sick, and her brother just died. Oof. She can't go home for the funeral. Oh, may Lord keep her. May Lord keep her safe. Pray for the intercessions of Saint Panteleimon too. On this topic, yeah. That's not good to hear. That is not good to hear. I think we saw, yeah, Father Deacon Ananias is here, and Father Deacon Ananias, while he's here, yep, Patristic Faith is going to be released. When I was mentioning an outlet that could, that we could have Father Trifon on, Patristic Faith was that outlet. I just didn't want to reveal it at the time. The funny thing is, I finished that video the day before they did the stream on Michael Sisko's channel. But it was uploaded after the stream because I was like, okay, I already made a video like the day I made this video. I'll upload it like 2 days later, right? Or like a day later or something. But it didn't work out that well, but still. I will say what I tried to say was pretty decent. I don't think that's what's important, is that I sometimes, when I record videos, like during the recording, I sometimes lose control. Not in a schizophrenic way, obviously, but like I lose control in the sense that like I start to go hard. Like I just start to go hard on people. And and then I think to myself, it's like, did I say something I shouldn't have? And if I have, it's like, okay, guess I gotta re-record it again. With a live stream, can't do that. You gotta watch yourself, dude. One misstep, it's recorded in history forever. Everyone knows about it. So, yeah. And for Patristic Faith, I will also say that I am actually working on a article relating to monophysitism. It's going to be more like a grander thing. It's going to focus more on what monophysites believe and how we respond to them. So I did say that I said my piece, but I think having something on article form will be very good because I don't know, it's just that some people prefer to read. So it's gonna be pretty cool, I think, in the future. I want to also say that, as I said, super chats are now available. That's a good update for the channel. More streams are gonna be coming. They might be, I'm gonna try to stream a lot more because it's just easier to stream. Like if I want to talk about Christology or Trinitarianism or Roman Catholicism or any other religion, right? Or if I want to talk about something related to culture or what's going on in the world today, like I'm getting more into that kind of stuff nowadays. I guess you could qualify that as life advice or something like that, which is weird. Who will listen to a 23-year-old for life advice? But I guess people, when you read books, you start to learn. And this is kind of crazy. I'm reading the Way of the Samurai. I'm actually going to make a video on it. It's going to be called How to Become a Samurai. And it's going to have freaking video game replays while you can watch, like a samurai game. But I've been reading that book, and it's like the stuff written there is just crazy. There's a lot of crazy stuff in there, and it made me think. It's like the author of that book is like he was a samurai, and he became a ronin because his master died. I think that's what the term ronin properly means, and he just retired to a Buddhist monastery, and then just started like writing some stuff that he remembered. And like some of the stuff is like, oh, this event happened, but Master probably knows more about it. Go ask him. Like that's some of the stuff he says is like that, but it's like it's a pretty cool book. I really like it, and it just made me think. It's like the guy's name is Yamamoto Tsunemoto, I think. Like Yamamoto-san is, I'm just kidding. Yamamoto is like he's an old man and he has learned so much. Like I've learned so much from reading about him. And then I think, what have I learned from old people today? Old people today, usually old people in the 11th century or something, like before the 20th century or even the 20th century, yeah. Before the 20th century, if you were old, that meant you had experience. That meant like, man, you lived until your 60s, your 70s, your 80s. You must have gone through so much. You must have gone through wars. You must have gone through crises. You must have gone through so many insane experiences in your life. Like, please tell me what happened to you. And like today, if you're 80 years old, you're just a bundle of sticks. Like you're just some baby boomer idiot. And the only reason you are alive is because of freaking life support, and like you're relegated to a old people house. Like you got people like pushing you like a go-kart. It's like that's your life. Like that's your elderly life. No one cares about you. You're just in the trash bin. Like that's what the elders have been relegated to. And a lot of people say, oh, that's so sad, society that cannot respect its elders. Another thing I kind of think is like, yeah, that's true, but it's like if I try to talk to those old people, it's like, what do they tell me? They'll probably tell me something like, oh kid, don't make the mistake I made. I didn't go to college. You should probably go to college. Like I wish I could. If I could go back in time, I'd go to college. Right? That's probably what they will say, right? It's like, oh, go to college or just have more sex or some other like. I'm not denying they might have good advice, but it's like the good advice to bad advice ratio has gone terrible. It's a massive downtrend, and it's just insane, right? It's like anyone can be old now. Like being old is not an accomplishment anymore. So it's like if you're 60, you're basically mentally 30. Basically like mentally a 20-year-old. And if you're a 20-year-old, you're mentally a 5-year-old. That's basically what it is now. A lot of the stuff I realized about my life that I made mistakes about, I realized like just like this year, some of them. And like I told myself, I should realize this like when I was 10, right? And I realize it right now. Like, man, I'm so childish, and it's just insane, right? That's why I appreciate reading ancients a lot more. Because even like 18th, 19th century philosophers or historians, they're like very stupid. Like there's a lot of childishness about them. Right? It's hard to quantify, but like the maturity in ancient writings is, I think, fascinating. And when people online try to emulate that maturity, like it's like I see someone like, for example, they write like serious, like it's like they LARP as like a church father, and then they like post poop memes. It's like you're trying to become something, you're trying to be something that you're not, and instead of trying to actually work on that, you're just like putting on masks and trying to fake it. That's not genuine, okay? Like I don't know. I mean, this can apply to me too. I don't say it doesn't apply to me. Um, I will say that my sense of humor is a lot more mature than most normies, but it's a very strange phenomenon. I think like old people nowadays. Like think about it. Like anyone can become old now. Like if you're like if you like, there's literally a TikTok channel of a guy, and he like poops in front of everyone in the street. He like eats rotten bananas picked from the ground. He um like does some insanely gross stuff, and that guy's probably gonna live until he's 60. He's gonna live until he's 60 and 70s. If you did that 200 years ago, you will have died in your 15s. Okay, you will die the moment you did that. Not even kidding. So, have you attended the St. George Cathedral in Istanbul? Yes, I have. I have a very long time ago. I have done that before I had this YouTube channel. So I think 3 years ago, before I was baptized, I attended, and after that, I didn't. I think the last time, or one of the last times I attended was Pentecost. Patriarch Bartholomew was there. His Holiness, His Old Holiness Bartholomew was there. It was a 5-hour Pentecost liturgy, and we had to prostrate. Not we didn't have to prostate. We had to prostrate like a lot of times. Like I think 100 times, basically, nearly. It was a long service, and I sticked it till the end. And I'm surprised I managed to stick it till the end because attending divine liturgies it's not an easy task. Okay, it's not an easy thing to do. Focus, especially today when people are so they like the short gratification, right? They don't want to like be part of something long, like an hour of like standing up and listening to like being present in the divine liturgy. Like that's too much for people nowadays. It's too much for me, right? So 5 hours is like nightmare mode. But like you look at like 80-year-old monks, right? Mature people, right? Actual elderly people. This is easy for them. They go to the divine liturgy every day, right? So don't forget to send me about. Yeah. I'll do that, Father, Deacon. But yeah, I've been to that church. I don't go there though. So if you want to find me there, tough luck, buddy. You're not gonna find me there, but you might find maybe some Turkish Orthodox Christians there. I don't know. I'm hearing some people. I'm hearing more Orthodox, like more Turkish people become Orthodox nowadays, which is cool. Could be more, but which Oriental group is specifically Monafsa? I mean, when we say Oriental, I don't know why people add like Nestorians in the Oriental. They're not. Like when I say Oriental, I'm talking about Armenian, Ethiopian, Syriac, Coptic, like Eritrean. Okay, those are Orientals. Those are Monophysites. If you want to talk Nestorians, the Church of the East, Assyrian Church of the East, those are the Nestorian people. So people mix them, and it's like technically we are Orientals. What does Oriental mean? East. So what does Oriental Orthodox mean? Eastern Orthodox. So I don't like that term because of that reason. It's like, I don't even like Eastern Orthodox, and then you have Oriental Orthodox, which just means Eastern Orthodox. Like, whoever came up with these naming conventions, his mom was probably mute, okay? His mom probably is praying that his son was mute or something. Like, who even comes up with this? We probably cannot say much about Islam. No, I don't think I necessarily can't. It's just that I mean apostate prophet. You seen that guy? That guy is go. Well, I guess he lives in Germany, but he's Turkish and he's like blasphemous. Like, he says very. I won't do, like, I think it's very immature that people resort to blasphemy immediately. I don't think you're gonna convince people that way. I guess people do get convinced, but you're convincing like weak people, I think, by doing that. But oh, he's so cool because he blasphemed the God he doesn't believe in. So that's not cool, right? Like, you want to be, I don't know. Don't be cool. Don't try to be cool in that way. I could do that. It's just that I don't think I'm ready yet. Like, I don't undertake in projects that I'm not ready yet. I think it's a sign of immaturity to just dive in without reading stuff. I'm the kind of a guy who like covers all of my bases and prepare myself fully and then gets in. That's my style. That's why the Oriental videos, they worked well, because that's my style, right? I prepared for a lot of things before I undertook that, I don't know, project, and it paid dividends. If I just went in without reading much and just made meme arguments, like everyone did, right? Like everyone does, probably get smashed. So yeah. It's sad but true. Who wants marriage advice from a 5-time divorcee? Wait, is David a weeb? Oh, bro, you watch anime? Oh, I don't think I can be. I don't think he's doing that. It's like, oh, I don't think I can be your fan. I actually had people like that. It's insane. People are insane. Like, I get not being a fan of someone because of their religious beliefs or political beliefs. Those are serious things. Okay, like, if you don't align with them politically or religiously, it's pretty difficult to be friendly with those kinds of people. You can be. It's just very difficult. But like, not being friends with someone because they watch something that you don't like is, I think, just insane. Like, to me, that's crazy. I don't know. Like, am I just crazy? Like, I think it's just crazy. Like, that's something crazy people do, right? It's like I had someone who, this guy's a horrible person, by the way. Like, I know it's not cool to say that, but it's like, I don't want to dive too much into like what he did, but very horrible guy. He's like, he's like, oh, I used to follow David, but he sometimes posted anime, which I didn't. But I didn't post them often. Like, it was very rare. It's like, oh, he posts anime sometimes, and he has anime profile picture. I don't think I like him so I unfollowed him. It's like, if like that was what 70% of what I post on Twitter, then okay, go ahead. Like, yeah, sure, maybe you don't want to see that, but it's like, oh, this guy is interested in something I don't like. Screw this guy. That's just so immature, man. That's, even 10-year-olds don't do that anymore. Like, even 10-year-olds don't do that anymore. Like, I've seen so many people hate others because, oh, you listen to, like, I think rock and metal is Reddit, right? But if you listen to rock and metal, I'm not gonna like say, oh, I hate you. Like, I'm gonna think that you have bad taste, but maybe you have good taste elsewhere. But like, if like, imagine like being very close friends with someone, like your blood brothers, and then he like you walk into him and he says, and you're like, look at the television, and he's watching Steins Gate, he's watching anime. You're like, what are you watching? Oh, Steins Gate is a great anime about time travel. You watch anime? I don't think we can be friends anymore, and just walk out the door. Like, imagine doing that. It's just crazy. You have to be insane to do that kind of stuff. That's just my opinion, though. Sorry, too personal, but want to ask it. Were you born into a Muslim family, or were you irreligious before Orthodoxy? Both. My family is irreligious, both of them. How did my family react? They don't care, and slight disappointment. That's basically what it is. And Sam Hyde has a very good quote on this that boomers don't have the neuroplasticity to like change their views, like change their strongly held beliefs. And I do think there's some truth to that. So like they usually don't really bother asking me about it. It's just like, oh yeah, it is Christian, by the way, whatever. Like when my dad first heard that I converted to Christianity and started to go to Orthodox church, he said, fuck him. Like that's what he said. Like he didn't say it in like, oh, like he just said screw him. Like whatever, like who cares? Great family, man. I don't know. That's a whole different topic, but I don't want to complain about my family to people. But that's just the age we live in. We gotta get used to it. Braden Rice, $5 more money to me. Thank you so much, man. I'm gonna be rich from all these super chats. Me and Ortho Bro are working on an apologetic work on biblical and patristic Marian theology. Would you like to review, critique, our first draft? It will be very nice if I didn't have more things to deal with. Sorry, but I have so much stuff to deal with. Like I have university. Like if I didn't have university, I would probably say yes. I have university. I have YouTube. I'm reading other books as well, doing homework, and I have to play video games with my buddies. I don't even have time to live like a normal life. Like I don't even have the time to like go outside and meet people because of all this stuff. So it's like it's just way too much. I'm writing an article. Now I have to write articles for Patristic Faith, I guess. That's just what I gotta do, I suppose. So sorry, man. I can't help you. Jerome asked, how much do you charge for one-on-one? I don't charge anything because I don't think you should do one-on-one with me. I'm sorry, but I don't think I'm a good guy to one-on-one with. But if I hypothetically, if I did that, I'd probably ask no money, but at the same time, like if I did that an official thing, like a Patreon tier or something, I don't know, like maybe I'd make it $50 or something. I don't know. This is something you can't really put a price on, but like I don't think you should have a one-on-one with me. I'm not a like if you here's the thing. Here's your one-on-one. Here's your one-on-one. You want to learn about whatever stuff? Find out which books talk about it in detail, read those books. And if you don't understand, then read about books that can help you set the background for those discussions. Right? So it's like that's what I will say. Like just do your own research. That's what I will say. But at the same time, it's like if you don't feel confident in your intellectual integrity, honesty, and competence, then my advice will be to stay away. And also, you need to have guidance. Okay, you need to have guidance from an experienced person. I'm not really that guy. Okay, I don't think I'm a that guy. I don't think I'm that brother. So not to sound creepy, but what are you studying in university? I'm studying the art of making money. That's what I'm studying. Econ. I'm an econ major. Are the Syro-Malabar and the Chaldeans breakaways from the Syrian? Yeah, Syro-Malabar and Chaldeans are Byzantine Catholics. Can I get your opinion on my church? I go to Bethel Church. If it's not an Orthodox church, it's trash. That's my opinion. Like, if it's not the Orthodox Church, it's not a church worth going to, because it's not the Ark of Salvation. If you're in the Ark of Salvation and you see a baby lifeboat, in midst of massive waves, you're not going to jump on that baby lifeboat. You're going to get on that ark that's safe and secure and stable, and that has a foundation. So if you have an Orthodox church around you, definitely go there. 100%, absolutely. Go there, talk with the priest. Like, this is just something, I will recommend that over watching my videos. Like, straight up. If you say me, hey David, you have two choices. Either I watch your videos or I go to an Orthodox. I'm always going to say Orthodox church. Like, that's the whole point of my videos, right? Most of my videos, 95% of them. If you grew up in the 90s, 2000s, and you didn't watch any anime, I can't trust you. I don't know. I don't like retro anime too much. I am actually not a big fan of DBS and stuff like that. The only anime that I watched in my early childhood was Pokemon. Yeah. I think that's the same for me. People are talking about anime and Kevin. Yeah, Kevin. I see. Not gonna name this person, but yeah. Yeah. I can understand how that feels. Teresa, thank you for the congratulation. Yes, 5.6K is gonna be possible maybe tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be a book on Marian theology. Oof, I already have a lot of proof. David is going to be rich in Sneed coin. You need Chuck coin first. Do I watch Ben Mallah? No, I don't spend time watching random people like that. If I'm gonna watch someone, they better be worth my time. Otherwise, I end up procrastinating and watch meme videos. I gave up playing video games because I'm not gonna play too many video games either. Sigma Crypto. I am in that channel, by the way. So if you want to listen to me talk about cryptocurrency trading, Sigma Crypto channel is there. We're gonna upload more videos soon. But would you attend a Western Rite church in the States if you had a chance? Yeah, I guess I would give him a visit. And there's dude bro in Discord. What is it? No. Some sounds coming out outside. I'm really paranoid about if I'm too loud and people can hear me and I'm interrupting their sleep, that will be very bad. I will not want that. So I hope I'm not doing that. I'm trying to keep my voice down. Majoring in decentral. Yeah, I mean, if I end up having to write a thesis paper on my major, it's gonna definitely be on the blockchain and cryptocurrency, because that's the only thing that I care about now, about anything econ related. David, is your family also Orthodox? Nope. No one in my family or extended family is Orthodox. I'm the only one that is that. Yeah. Do I play World of War crack? No, I do not enjoy crack in video game form. Are you econ majors learning your Keynesian economics properly? That presupposes that we take econ classes in the first place. Believe it or not, 80% of my classes are not econ classes, because that's what universities are. You wanna learn about economics? Well, you gotta first finish elementary school, and then you gotta finish high school, and then you gotta start university. You gotta do prep class. Well, I didn't do prep class, but you gotta do prep class, and then you gotta spend 2 years. And most of your classes are not even gonna be related to your major. And on the last 2 years of your university, that's when maybe you start getting more classes in about econ. That's basically econ major. That's basically university. University is trash. I do not recommend going to university to anyone. Put that money, not financial advice, by the way, Okay, I'll say it this way, not financial advice. I'm not telling you to do this. If I had, like, if I was given a choice, like, you're gonna go to university and we're gonna pay 10,000 per semester for you to go to university, or you're gonna have the $10,000 for yourself and you can spend it whatever you want, I will say give that money to me. I'm gonna put it all into Bitcoin. I will do that. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying I will do that. I'll put it all into cryptocurrency. And if I did that, I'll probably be a freaking six-figure-ite now by now. If I did that 2 years ago, no, I'd be a millionaire. Like if I did that. So it's just that's just what it is, man. It's just university is a waste of time. Any take on Joshua Pooping's apostasy? Yes, here is my take. I heard about his reasonings. The first thing that came to my mind when I heard of his reasonings, I just thought, wow, this guy is a gaff in reverse. Okay? Those are some of the girliest reasonings I've ever heard in my life. But at the same time, I know that guy because so even when he was Orthodox, which I don't believe he actually ever was, in my personal opinion, I don't actually believe he was. That's just my view, because his whole project was about how Protestant concepts existed in the Church Fathers. That was his whole project, right? And he eventually realized that's not the case, right? He eventually realized, oh, I guess maybe Orthodoxy is not as Protestant as I think it was. And he left. So, I don't know. Unless he repents, it's easy where he's going to go when he dies. Unless he repents. And that's sad. He needs prayers. But I'm not surprised. I mean, I think if you're surprised, I don't know. If there was going to any online clerical figure that was gonna apostatize, he will be on the top of my list. Okay, I think it was kind of clear that there was something off with him in the first place. It's easy to say in retrospect, but we had people that actually pointed out, and even clergy within our church knew something was off about him. So, all right. It will be interesting if someone made a rebuttal video. I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it's like, oh, the Orthodox Church is too exclusive. What are you, gay? Like, that's your reason? That's, oh, it's just too exclusive. Oh, guess what? We're going to be a perennialist because, guess what? I'm a perennialist because I think to be subscribing to single religion is too dogmatic, and I don't like that. It's too exclusive. Can't have that, okay? I wanna accept and embrace everyone. I wanna accept everyone, man. We love and care about everyone. But and isn't loving about that's basically what that whole stuff is. It's like, dude, are you are you okay? Are you fine in the head? Is there something wrong with you? Do you need something to be fixed? Seriously, those are not good reasons. And then he starts talking about universalism and all that kind of stuff, and it's I think it's just I don't know. I think the problem is much more spiritual than theological with him. I don't if I'm inquiring to Orthodoxy and I watch that video, I will not be convinced of Protestantism. I will want to stay away from him, right? In fact, it will actually make me like Orthodoxy more, because it's wow, so people like him don't want to be part of the church. That's great. I don't want people like him. It's I mean, I want people like him become Orthodox and transformed. I obviously want that, but I don't want to be in the same team as this guy. Screw this guy. I don't want to be part of the same. It's oh, they're too exclusivist. Oh, they're I guess they're too decentralized and they don't have a single unity, power, whatever. It's like these are all like lame excuses. It's just excuses. If he made a good if he made a theological argument, I would respect it enough to make a response. But there is none, right? So why will I? Why I won't. I don't spend time caring what people like that say. It's just so it's weird to people. My mom forced me to go to university. Wait. The chat goes down automatically. Mom forced me to go to university because she did it and it's necessary to be successful. I did not do so. It was a waste of time and money. I did horrible. Yeah. Sam Hyde has a great video on this topic. It's I think it's on the New Pill YouTube channel. Something about university. But there's a very good video by Sam. Sam Hyde is actually really good, like on why university is unnecessary. He has very good points. I agree with nearly every point he makes. It's like it's basic. It's like moms will do this. Like he like refers to like moms will do this like emotional speech. And he's like, oh, I want you to go to hell. Like that's basically what they're saying. It's like, oh, I want you to go to hell. Like I want you to be miserable and waste 4 years of your life doing nothing. Waste your money and get loaded with debt. Okay, get screwed and loaded with debt. That's basically what I want you to do. That's what it is, right? And that's how life is. Dude bro on Discord has challenged me to a cook-off and we needed the judge. Will you give him cooking lessons so that I have a worthy competition? Is dude bro a female? If dude bro is not a female, then I'm not gonna bother. My video on Twitter was for females, okay? Cooking lessons for females. Females only. Female only cooking lessons. Okay. Don't tell anyone I don't know how to cook, by the way. That would be very bad if they knew that. Oh, Orthodox critique of Hans Hermann Hoppe. Yeah, I was actually gonna read his Democracy, the God That Failed book. I want to get into him. I want to start reading him. I do know he's in Turkey. Yeah, it's crazy. He lives in Istanbul too. Maybe I should go meet him. I just like knock on his door and he's like, Mr. Hoppe, I want to convince you of Orthodoxy. Can we have a discussion? Like just like start with that, and that would be funny. But that's Dortmund guy is borderline demonic with his relativistic humanism. Yeah, I mean these people are all like 10 years ago we'd call those people, bundle of sticks. Today people respect those people. I don't know. Like even when I was irreligious, I always understood that there was something really wrong with like different religions trying to like coexist with each other. It's like I always knew something was off with that. And it's off because religion really, like when you talk about a religion, you presuppose that it's an unchanging, eternal set of doctrines, laws, and history, right? And the whole point of ecumenism is to eradicate what religion is. Ecumenism is about destroying religion, really. It is really about destroying religion. And the point of destroying religion is that religion outside of the state provides a strong communal bond and set of doctrines, beliefs, and ways of living life, right? So I'm not saying, all religions are not created equal, obviously, but there's a reason why Christianity has been the most attacked religion out of these people, because all of these ecumenists and all these people are either spiritually or they are materially fed. Okay, all of these people are spiritually and materially fed, and the ones that are only spiritually fed are they probably own a rainbow flag in their house, the 6-colored one, not the 7-colored one. Okay, the 6-colored one. That's probably what they have in their house. So I'm hearing like sounds like freaking like next room or something. It's like I hope it's not someone. Stop talking, I'm trying to sleep. But we'll see. Okay, yeah. When I touch the live chat, it just scrolls down automatically, so I have to scroll back up to see what people are saying. Yeah, Prots have no problem with exclusivity when it comes to salvation in Christ, but they lose your mind when you tell them this church is precisely, exactly, right? This is a very good point. Exclusivity for me, but not for thee. It's like, don't be mean. Yeah, it's like the people are like, don't be mean. That's not Christ-like. It's like, yeah, like, like what? Like, come on. It's weaker. It's weak. How are the cooking lessons going? Has the flyer I made got attention? I bet your DMs are flooded with trad femoids. Yeah, they are flooded. Yeah, it's like a flooded basement. Yeah, it's very difficult to go through. What games do I play? I play Football Manager. Used to play Dota 2. I don't play it. It's been a very long time since I played it. I am. Those are the games I play basically. Football Manager and Dota 2. And nothing else really. I don't play much video games anymore. When's it like? It's been a while since I played an actual like serious video game. I think Jay should have a discussion with. Yeah, dude, that Funko Pop's guy, like, Jay wants to have a discussion. That Funko Pop guy runs away. Like, it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. It's just not gonna happen because he's a weakling. He's a coward. He's a weakling. He talks crap and then he runs away. That's what a weakling does. That's what you do. Guerrilla warfare is what you do when you're weak. When you're strong, you don't resort to that kind of tactic because you don't need to resort to that kind of attack. But when you're weak, you do guerrilla warfare. That's just how you're supposed to do. Anyone that's weak, that have a weak conviction of their position, will always do guerrilla. I'm not saying that like, if someone said to me like just like right now, hey David, debate me on the Trinity, like, and I say no, I'm not being weak. I'm just picking my targets. But for example, if I if I severely criticize that person over and over again, just attack them over and over again, and then he called, and he then said, okay, let's debate this, let's have a discussion on this, and I said, nah, I'm not going to, that would be weak of me. And I like to think that I haven't done that, but you gotta classify too, because it's like you gotta have standards. Like for me personally, if someone says debate me, and then or before that they make a video accusing me of things I am not and attacking me personally, I'm obviously not gonna accept that, because why will I? Like you don't even know how to treat people with basic respect. I mean, I don't mind if you say like, oh, he believes this, that's stupid, right? Like that's not a problem. But if you say, oh, David is an ecumenist because of his ecclesia, it's like, bro, like, you think I'm gonna say yes when you call me when you call me something I'm obviously not? Give me a break, okay? If you said, oh, David preaches a Nestorian Christology, I'd say, okay, prove that to me. But if you said David is a Nestorian, like in the sense that he really believes in it, then I'm gonna just tell you to go away, right? I'm not gonna give you what you want. So it's like, some people, that's just my personal preference. So I don't just like debate but like that guy, like he's a weakling, like he's a total weakling. Jordan Coomer, disgusting man. Those people are absolutely horrible, in my opinion. Maybe a response video to Dorklund's claims, the hierarchy of the clergy being not. Jay has responded to that millions of times. I don't know what I will bring to the table that's unique. I mean, I don't think I will bring anything new. Hierarchy of the church not being in 100 years. It's like, I like how Protestants try to use church history arguments. I remember someone, what was the debate? Icons, yeah, like Protestants were like, oh, church fathers didn't believe in icons, and then you quote Saint John Damascus, and then they say, oh, that's a late patristic witness. Bro, he existed before you existed. Like, if he's late, what are you? If he's late, what are you? Right? So I said this in the AMA that was posted a couple of months ago when we hit 5K. Like, I just very openly said, like, I have a very genuinely difficult time respecting Protestantism as an actual position. Like, if I was a Protestant, I will have to believe that there was no proper doctrinal continuity between 33 AD and the 16th century. And if you actually believe that is possible, you need to buy a new brain. Okay, the one in your head is expired. It doesn't function. The neuroplasticity is just not there. Okay, you need to buy a new one, because that just completely goes against the idea of religion, fundamentally speaking. And it really goes against, Christ's promise to Peter, right? Matthew 16:18. Oh, I thought only Roman Catholics use that verse. No, Matthew 16:18 is a very good verse to prove that the church is continuous, right? It's not just some fancy words like, oh, what is the powers of hell, right? The gates of hell will not prevail against it. Gates of Hades, it's the gates of death. Okay, when you say that the church does not have doctrinal continuity between the 1st century and 16th century, you're saying that the church has died and then it got revived. Yeah, think about that. So, I broke my loss streak in Dota 2, so I can stop playing it again for a few years. Yeah. I had you as a guy that tried Crusader Kings 3. Nah, I've grown out of Crusader Kings and Europa Universalis stuff. Why aren't there more Orthodox working in analytical philosophy? I don't know. Why? I don't know. I don't think it's that. I mean, actually, Lewis told me to get into analytical philosophy. I don't know. Should I get into analytical philosophy? I don't know. He told me about like analytical philosophies, Christological models. He talked a little bit about them, and it's like, I don't even like. I just felt like I don't need to do that. It's like, that would basically mean like all I will need to do is just change words. That's it. People are like, biggest problem I have with modern philosophy is that people use excessively difficult terminology when they can say it in a much simpler way. And it sounds weird because, wait, I thought the point of philosophy, doing philosophy was to keep things as simple as possible. But when you collectively act as if this whole thing is complex, and that's the most simple way we can get, right? It's like, I feel like these people are just kind of like in on it together, where it's like, you gotta make things difficult so that only like we can understand. It's like, and like, so we can't even have debates anymore, right? Like, it's just that like, it just ends up being, oh, I write a book and I make this point against you. And it's not like there is no proper way to debate because everyone's just like using, I don't know, difficult language, I believe. It's my opinion. But like there's also other stuff too. It's like when I say hypostasis ousia and all of these different things, it's like these terms have equivalents in analytical philosophy. But I personally don't feel the need to like bother telling them because I'd rather have them learn about us. I think that will be better. So that's just my view. But I mean, that doesn't, I think what Dr. Bo Branson does is good, but I don't think we need more people like him. And we need more people like him in the sense that he's a great, theology person, and more people like him making videos on YouTube will be great. But like, do we need more people doing analytical philosophy? Not necessarily, in my opinion, but I might be wrong. Father Trifon will give you props for the big icons. My room has like a lot of icons to the point where I look at it and it's like there's too many here. Like I'm not ready to, I don't know, handle a lot of them. Dude, you call this guy disgusting or whatever, but you don't take a shot at AFR. Yeah, I did took a shot at AFR just now, but like, are you saying, like, if I was invited to a podcast in AFR to answer for what I said, I will gladly go there. I will very gladly go there. The offer is out there, right? Like AFR, if you're watching this, if you want to invite me to your podcast, we can even talk about like different stuff. I don't mind. But if you want me to answer for myself or something like that, if you want to ask me, hey, why do you think about us this way or stuff like that? It's like, what do you think about online Orthodox and that? I would be more than happy to get in a discussion in a very civil way, right? I don't think I've gone on AFR like in a very insulting way. If you think that's insulting, then you need to grow a backbone. I'm sorry. The James White icon corner. Yeah, I posted that on Twitter. It's very yeah, Space Jockey makes a good point about using the appropriate language for the discussion, not one to, yeah. So for example, I was reading Leibniz's Monad today for my assignment, and I don't know if it's just me, but there were like 5 different interpretations of what Leibniz was saying, like going through my mind. And I was like, is he like, he's like, so he's talking about perception, but it's like a perception. Was it a perception? Was that the term? I forgot it already. Like, it really. So this should give you an idea that I'm not as smart as you might think. Like, that stuff melted my brain. A perception. It's like, what is is it a perception? Is that like a perception that moves the perception? Is it like meta perception? Like, what is that even? It's like, what even is a perception, right? And just like reading through it, I had to read like some of the stuff, and then I had to read the commentaries, and it's like the commentaries made things a lot more clear. And I just thought to myself, well, why doesn't Leibniz make himself as clear as the commentaries making it clear, right? Isn't that what a philosopher is supposed to do, right? I thought he was supposed to make things clearer. This is literally like the basic of modern contemporary philosophy, is to like make things as simple as possible. But I guess Leibniz didn't catch. I guess Leibniz, the Spinoza, all of these nerds didn't catch the memo. So I don't know. I think something else is going down there. But I might just be making excuses for my excessive stupidity. So I might be wrong here as well. But I mean, you should have been more insulting, dude. I don't think so. I don't. It's not necessary. You got to pick your battles. I mean, a like AFR has done good, right? Like they have done good. They're not like classical atheists who just puts out trash. Like every one of his videos is trash. Like he's not like they're not like them. They have some good stuff. It's just not enough. And um uh oh yeah, someone asked what is my favorite Turkish football team? Fenerbahce, man. And guess what happened? Fenerbahce yesterday. We played against Olympiakos, obviously a Greek team, in Istanbul, and we lost 3-0. We lost 3-0. Do you realize how crazy that is? Well, I'll look Russian right now. That's pretty cool. Do you realize how crazy 3-0 is? That's like humiliation, right? 4-0, now that will be very humiliating, but 3-0 is pretty humiliating. And I just thought, like, a friend of mine, because I'm watching with a couple of friends of mine, and they were like, wow, it's like, wow, Greeks are taking back Istanbul. And I was like, and I just thought, oh, so this is what the St. Paisios prophecy was about. So this is what he was referring to. Oh, that's nice to see. So um, I said this in Twitter, but it's like, I like my team a lot, but I'm happy for Olympiacos that they won. It's better that a Greek team won, I think. Like, is in the sense like if it was a German team, I will be more mad. But if it's a Greek team, then I'm like, they're Orthodox brothers at the end of the day. I'm ethnically Greek myself, really. So it's like I'm happy that they won, but I'm also sad that my team lost, and I hope that we get revenge in Greece. Maybe I think that will be pretty cool if that happened. But Greek defend Turk from trolls. Uh, that would be great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, you will lose to Greece. Pame eladaramu. Did I say that correctly? Yeah, yeah. Pame eladaramu. I remember the coach of Olympiacos saying Istanbul is Greek. Does it mean that the term is Greek? Because it is. Istanbul is a Greek name. A lot of people don't know that. It's a Greek name though. Just it means the city. Um, yeah, why not? I'll just make you mod. There you go. Congratulations. Greeks be giving Turks money too. Yeah, yeah, this is exactly. Greeks be giving well, it's really, I mean, um I guess I'll say it now, but um I guess people don't know this, but I mean, I'm ethnically Greek. Like I'm not ashamed of saying that. In fact, my friend Tribal Tim knows. I should mod him. Yeah, there you go. Um, my friend who's in the chat right now, Tribal, he knows I used to be like very big into like being Greek, right? And I tempered myself down over time because I thought I was being very immature and that I was kind of denying a bit of my family's history in that sense. But like I am ethnically Greek. I don't have Central Asian Turk blood in me or anything like that. If you ask me, like my ethnic composition will be, I mean, it's like my ethnic composition is, in my opinion, according to my family history research, DNA results, and all that kind of stuff, is mostly Greek, Anatolian, and a little bit of Georgian. Maybe not more than a little bit of Georgian, to be fair. So that will like so 1,000 years ago I was a Roman citizen. Okay, 1,000 years ago I was giving the signs, the road signs, and I was saying Ave Kaiser in Greek, and like that's what I was. I don't deny that. I'm not stupid. I'm not a stupid guy who will deny that. Um, it's part of my history, and I cherish that. There's also part of my history that, unfortunately, my ancestors made a big mistake in leaving the faith, I suppose. I think that's a not a cool thing that happened, but it happened. So, and um, and my parents, my ancestors have been Turks for a long time because of that, because of their apostasy, really. So there's that, but at the same time, it's like, I don't think being Turkish is necessarily exclusive to Islam. I think you can comfortably express Orthodoxy really in any language, but in culture, but in Turkish culture too. So I think a lot of people kind of had this mistake where it's like, if you are Turkish, you cannot be Orthodox, you cannot be Christian. I think that is not really a right mindset. I think that's wrong. We have many saints that say otherwise. We have many great people that say otherwise, and it basically leads to philitism. And I think anyone can gain the faith and anyone can lose the faith. Let's not forget that. I mean, Jews lost the faith. Okay, that's very significant. These people had prophets. Okay, these people had prophets, dude. Do you not understand it? They had prophets, and they lost the faith. Anyone can lose it, and anyone can gain it. So I think people make a massive mistake, and it's like, it leads to, like, my biggest problem with Greeks is that I think they're complacent. I don't think they realize the severity of what's going on with them right now. So complacency kills. I think if they stop being complacent, they will be great. Okay. Yunansan takipten çıkıyor. Well, yeah, this sign is like, let me look again. Woo, woo, woo, woo. No, that's a Trabzon song. How. Okay. By chance, do you know Angelos Sedat Öz? Oh, let me look up. Is he a doctor or like what? Found a Facebook page about him. Poreya. Orthodoxos y Turcos. Video made in 2013. Okay, I don't know who he is, but Orthodox Christian assault. Also, he studied at Pantheon University. Or do you mean Panteleimon University, or is there Pantheon University? Have you guys seen The Island? Island is a great movie. Definitely will recommend that. Man, now we can't play the base Turk card anymore. JK, yeah. It's like most Turks are like not Central Asians. So it's like it applies to them too. It doesn't apply to me, to just me. I heard the movie Man of God got rank 1 in Greek cinema ratings. That was awesome to hear. Yeah, that is awesome. That's great. I think Orthodox movies are really, like, they can get really good. One of them, there's a Russian movie called just Proverbs, the Proverbs. And two of them, there's like 26 like 1 hour movies. And only first two are translated in English on YouTube. They're pretty good. I like that. I like them too. They're kind of funny as well, but it has that charm in it that's really valuable. What else? I just got so much into the chat that I don't even forgot what I was even gonna mention with the channel stuff. But I guess other than streaming, what will that be? I think I was supposed to mention Patreon stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Kind of been thinking these days, especially. I've kind of been thinking of remaking because I have a working playlist of a Genesis Bible commentary from St. Chris Glafira, but I wanna cancel that. I wanna start a new Genesis Bible commentary. Maybe we can move on to the Pentateuch overall because I read Genesis like 3 4 times now. It's my most read book out of all of it, and 3 4 times is like very small. Okay, people read the Bible cover to cover like 10 20 30 40 50 times in their life. So like it's something that you should read all the time. But there's every time I read it, I see so many like gold. I see so much gold in it. There's just so many golden nuggets in like just even the first 3 chapters of Genesis, like in regards to the Trinity, in regards to the prophesying the incarnation, in regards to really the identity and what original sin is about, and the fall, why evil exists, all of these things. There's so many things to talk about even in the first 3 chapters, and really throughout Genesis there's just a lot more stuff. Then you're going to have angel of the Lord later on. You're going to have I always forget the names. I'm really not good with names these days, but like I believe Hagar and Sarah representing the 2 covenants, binding of Isaac representing being the type of Christ's crucifixion. So many similarities. And the serpent, right? Remember the serpent, which is known as who's devil, he's death, right? And then the serpent is used as a rod by Moses to save Israel. I mean, and then Christ became a curse for us, and there's just so much, right, in the Pentateuch. So I want to kind of get into that eventually. I think there's just insane amounts of stuff there, and so many things that people miss is kind of my point. There's a lot of stuff that people miss. At the same time, Jay has like Jay, my bro Jay has the Genesis commentary on lock too. So I don't think I will say anything that he didn't say, but maybe I will make things shorter and more. I don't know. Maybe I will have a PowerPoint presentation. Oh, Kerim, what's up, bro? Oh, dude, you're in Rotterdam? Damn. I will, Netherlands. I don't think I will ever come to the Netherlands, bro. I'm sorry. But we never know. If I'm around there, I'll definitely hit you up, bro. It's been a long time. Yeah, this guy, don't befriend him and get my docs, but this guy knew me. How many years has it been? How many years has it been? 5 years? It's even before I knew Tribal, which is like 4 years, I think. I don't know, but man, I don't think ever, bro. I don't know. I don't like it's Rotterdam, especially. Man, out of all of the cities you can stay, Rotterdam, bro. Give me a break. Am I still going to do? Yeah. That video is gonna go. Okay, so the Westfall to atheism, that stuff, that's gonna be a stream, right? That's why like streaming stuff is gonna be very good for me because I plan to do those videos like power in a PowerPoint presentation form. But the thing about PowerPoint presentations is that they're very good for the viewer. They're not good for me. I mean, they're good for me in the sense that I know what I'm going to say, but it just takes so much effort to prepare things. And I just don't like that. Like, I just don't like having to make like 20, 30 different PowerPoint slides. I know people really love them and I know it really helps, but to me, it severely reduces my productivity. And I feel like I'm not getting the reward that I'm getting from making those videos sometimes, right? Like sometimes I'll work on a massive PowerPoint video and it'll get like 800 views. And like 800 views is great. It's amazing. But at the same time, I get more than 1,000 on average. 800, 700, 800. That just like crushes me. Like it's like I just feel like I could have made a stream and I would have gone 2,000, like, or I don't know, 1,000 at least. Would have gone way more than that. So um I don't know, but I'll definitely do that because that video, I'll do that after I finish reading Against Eunomius, because that video is going to be connected with, a lot of that video is going to be connected with eunomius and conceptual distinction. So if you haven't watched the conceptual distinction video, I don't think you're going to understand a lot of the video, because this is kind of what I like realized after reading on conceptual distinctions and how we differ, is that it really ties in the whole essence energy distinction thing as well. Okay, and it also really helps us understand, like, how should I say, how you can distinguish things without having them being divided. Okay, that's what conceptual distinction is really good for. And it also helps us understand that the mind is not something that just, because a lot of people think that the mind just kind of imagines things and that's like what produces knowledge. Like, for example, if you like say 2 plus 2 equals 4, you're like kind of imagining in your head symbols that represents 2 plus 2 equals 4, and you're saying, like, you expect the other side to think of that way. But whereas what is really happening is that your mind is literally seeing the forms of 2, the forms of plus, and when I say the forms of it, like, I'm not saying the number 2 is a form. Okay, the thing about immaterial vision, I'm like, these are my terms I'm inserting. Okay, so if they happen to be used by some, like, I don't know, weirdo pagan cult, I'm sorry, that's not my intention. But the thing about immaterial vision is that you can't expect it to be like material, right? Like, if you're saying I am seeing the form of an apple, you're not like, that doesn't mean you're imagining the shape like an apple in your mind, but rather that you are seeing the form of an apple by understanding what it is. And so when you see it materially, like with your real eyes, you instantly through your mind like understand, okay, this is an apple, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking of. And it's the same thing with conceptual distinctions, is that you are generally, seeing things, you're seeing concepts, right? That's the thing about conceptual distinction, is that the concepts that you're distinguishing between are real things. That's the whole point of St. Basil's Against Eunomius, is that concepts have real existence and the mind can see them. And that's why the names are concepts, which are energies that we can see in our mind. And that's how we can see and know God. That's the whole point of Against Eunomius. And that concept is going to be very closely tied in to, I think, why the West fell into atheism, because it started to think of the mind as something that just imagines things, and like we just give names to them, right? It's like, oh, I look at a sofa. Okay, I'm imagining a sofa in my head. I call that a sofa. Well, the name sofa is not like a conceptual thing. It could have been named something else. It could have been named Zimukalekmich. Okay, it could have been named Lamunchmakt or something like that. But the concept of a sofa is still something that you can see before it gets actualized. And to finalize my thoughts on this, is that if you read The Rise of Christian Metaphysics by Johannes Zachhuber, he points out St. Gregory of Nyssa, one of his exegesis on Genesis 1:26, where he says, let us form man in our image, is that he says, when God says that he's forming the image of man, he's not referring to Adam. St. Gregory of Nyssa says he's referring to the universal human nature. So it's the universal human nature that was created first, and then Adam was created. I actually disagree. I think there's a simultaneous critique because I think human nature really properly came into existence and was realized in Adam. But I think what St. Gregory of Nyssa's points out is the concept that I'm referring to, basically. So, I think if you read like the Cappadocians with this in mind, you will start to like understand what they are starting to say, and it will really help you understand hesychasm. Okay, it will make you understand what hesychasm is about in a way, and you will understand very second. So this is what hesychasm is, like in a way, in a connected way, right? It's just that instead of intellectually thinking about things, it is rather what people refer to as more mystical and more experiential. Anyways, I mean, I might have just made it all up just now, but that stream is going to be good. I can tell you that. If you're ever near in Chicago, hit me up. The only time I've been in Chicago is when I've been on an airport. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Have you ever visited Mount Athos? I want to visit. The closest thing to it that I have visited is St. Anthony's Monastery in Arizona. So I've been there. It's a great monastery. Definitely will recommend you check out. I don't think I should say that. Like, thinking of saying something else too, but I will say that I have experiences with Athonite monks. I met one when I was a catechumen in Istanbul, back when I was going to the Ecumenical Patriarchate Church, and I met a Athonite monk by the name of Nicholas. I forgot which monastery he was going to, but I have met him. So, Pano gave $10 super chat, and he says Adam's naming of the animals, which I think is very relevant in this discussion. And by the way, this I think strengthens the idea that really the Hellenics got their philosophy from the Bible and not the other way around. It's actually what's really interesting in the book of Maccabees. It says that the Spartans and the Jews were ethnic brothers. I think that's a very interesting point, and I actually think it's true. Like I don't see any reason why they will lie. I think they're genuinely like they probably are ethnic brothers. I'm not saying like all Greeks are the real Jews or anything stupid like that. I'm just saying that there's ethnic brotherhood between the Spartans and Jews at the time, and it will also lead credence to the idea that Hellenic philosophy, that it leads to a possible route where Hellenic philosophy might have taken its influences from, which could have been from Israel, right? From the Old Testament Israel. I don't think that's crazy. Most church fathers believed in that. Most church fathers said the Hellenics got their philosophy from the Bible, from the Old Testament. And that's because you can see a lot of these concepts from Old Testament very interestingly line up with some good aspects of Platonism and Aristotelianism. So Adam's naming of the animals is viewed nominalistically in the West, which destroys the purpose of man. Adam intuited their logia and participated in God's creation. Exactly. Exactly. One really beautiful thing was Jacob getting his father's Isaac's blessing, representing Christ's victory over death, because Esau gave it up to Jacob, because Esau was afraid of death, but Jacob was filled. Yeah, Esau and Jacob is another huge thing. It represents kind of earthliness and spiritualness, and I believe St. Cyril had a lot of things to say about like characteristics. Like one of the points he made about Esau is that there's genuinely good characteristics about Esau that Jacob emulates, like in order to trick his father and trick Esau, basically. That was another thing. But guys, I'm certain without knowing for two things already, he became Orthodox Christian due to a personal experience he had. And what was it too? Must be of Greek origin. I don't know how generations ago. but someone in a sense might be just in front of Lord and praise the Lord. Maybe. I mean, might have happened. The personal experience. Yeah, I will say that's a big part of it. Yeah, I will agree that's a big part of it. But like, what's keeping me Orthodox is not the personal experience at all. What's keeping me Orthodox is the soundness of its belief and the rightness of its theology, philosophy, and its worldview in general. And that's what kind of makes me do these videos more. And also, again, forgot to mention, but thank you, Pano, for the big bucks. Thank you for being my what was the term, lobbyist. Dave, how would you respond to someone who denies the existence of existence? Does your argument have any existence? That's why that's it's just something that you presuppose when you make an argument, right? It's like, if there is no existence, does your argument exist? Does truth exist? Right? Truth doesn't exist, so how can it be true that existence doesn't exist? Right? And I'm just kind of aping Jay's arguments, which are really arguments made from the church fathers like St. John Damascus, but I think it's the same kind of argument like St. John writes about this in on the Font of Knowledge. He says, there are some people that say there is no such thing as knowledge. Well, how do they know that? And I actually asked that question to one of my professors at university, and I'm like I was like, he's a philosophy professor, and I asked it's just weird to me, like, there's even debates about this topic. Like, I just think that the idea that to deny knowledge will be to affirm knowledge seems like it's a pretty good argument on its own. And then it said, well, not necessarily. He referred to someone called something Unger, who was a complete skeptic, and he denied he denied knowledge. And like, when faced with this argument, his response was, well, I don't know that, I just believe. So it's like, wow. So you use faith when it fits you, huh? Right? But St. Paul says in Hebrews 11:1 that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So faith is knowledge. Dumbass. What an absolute idiot. And this professor told me that Unger is a smart guy. Sounds like an idiot to me. I think he's just a sophist tard, right? Solomon's wisdom spilling across the world just like his seed was split everywhere in the various vice. Yeah, so Saint Solomon is great. A lot of his book, I think, what book was it? Wisdom of Solomon. It was one of the wisdom books that was 15 chapters or 20 chapters long. That book is insanely good. It's all about how the believers in God will be persecuted by atheists, like the kind of overarching theme, and how atheists will be arrogant and they will think that they know everything when they in reality know nothing. And I just thought it was an insanely good like theme of that book. I know there's a lot more into it. It's just like, from like the primary like cursory read I had, I read it twice. I think I read that book twice. I just really liked it. I think it was Wisdom of Solomon. Might have been another. It was 15 to 20 chapters long, and it was a wisdom book, and it was a deuterocanonical book, right? Yeah. One of my university professors said the ages in the Sumerian kings list in the Bible are massive because they need to project themselves back millions of years. Yeah, it's like it's like it's obviously a cope. It's obviously a cope. It's like Oh, we're gonna make ourselves look very old because we wanna flex. We wanna make up stuff to flex, right? Like, I read The Way of the Samurai by Yamamoto Tsunemoto. Half of the stuff in that book is like insanely supernatural in some senses. Like, there's a story of a guy like getting half of his neck cut, and he gets pierced with his sword. His wife gets killed, and it's all that kind of stuff. And then he just gets healed, and he's like, oh, and then they like treated him with horse shit, and you know, put a bandage on his neck, and he healed in a couple of weeks. it's like it's like, oh, so that never happened too. Oh no, that was an exaggeration, right? Whatever doesn't happen regularly today that people claim happened back then, that's just an exaggeration. You're just assuming the same kind of standard of events into the history. But what if that's not true? How do you know that's true? Well, if you're an atheist, or empiricist, naturalist, or whatever, you don't know how that's true. You're just assuming that. But that assumption can never be justified. Okay? Can Christians from Cyprus still be saved? Of course they can. Is this referring to their position on Ukraine, or like what? So they can obviously be saved. It's kind of a weird question. So why is Father Andrew unprofessional for his actions on gospel simplicity? And Jay was calling him a soy boy and ecumenist. Was Jay also... Well, Jay didn't go on other people's streams to talk about other people. That's number one. That was my main reason for his unprofessionality. According to you, I'm not saying it might have been a whole different person, right? I did say that I'm not going to name that person, so it might have been, I don't know, but that was the first reason I gave. Secondly, I don't know too much of the history between them, but it kind of depends on like who started it, because from what I know about Jay, he never starts crap with people. I've never seen him like start something with someone because he just wanted to. So, but in terms of like what he's saying on Twitter now, it's like what he does. It's like, I don't have any comments. I don't think I need to have a comment on this, but I just think that, for example, like having a problem with someone is something. Going on a Protestant channel or Roman Catholic channel and just trashing your fellow brother, I think that's a completely different thing, because on one hand, you're having a dispute with your own brother, which is bad, but it happens. On the other hand, you're an Israelite dining with Egyptians and talking crap about other Israelites. Now, which one is worse? Which one is worse? I think I know which one is the worst one. So, oh, I thought Turks hated. Yeah. Turks hated. Oh, you're referring to the 1974 happenings? I don't actually have much of a comment on that. I've heard stuff from both sides. I'm not informed enough to point out an opinion on that. Sometimes you gotta just say that. Sometimes you just gotta say I don't have an opinion because I'm not informed. I'm not informed because I don't really pay too close attention to those kinds of conflicts in my life. Yeah, as I said, like I think people can have disputes with other people. I think people can have problems with other people, even if they're Orthodox. I don't have a problem with that. I don't think that's a. I would prefer it not happening, but um, it's not like horrible, right? It's not like something that like just destroys someone's world or something. But if it's like public on like on a dining hall of an Egyptian or something, it's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, do I go live and complain about my family? Well, I nearly did that, so I guess I'm just as bad. But I'm even more bad. But like, I don't do that, right? I don't go on live stream and complain about my family. I don't go on live stream to complain about my girlfriend. She doesn't exist. I don't go on live stream and complain about, I don't know, some like neighbor I had in my life or my roommate or whatever. It's like, I guess a roommate's a bit different thing, but the point is, if you complain about your brother with strangers, I just think that's weird. Like, am I crazy? Like, am I an insane guy for thinking that? Like, seriously, because I don't know. Like, I'm kind of a boomer about some stuff. Like, maybe I'm missing something. I don't know, but um. Oh, so those are like after. You said, well, that's a response, yeah, but that's a response. Like, it's like, will I do that? Um, depends on the person, but um, if it's a response, you have to be treating that differently. Um, like starting something, it sounds like weird because it's like, you're supposed to not start stuff with people, but um, if someone, here's the thing. Well, I noticed that, especially internet, but all really in real life, from personal experience, I realized that if you want to be left alone, like if you don't want to be attacked by random people for no reason, and you're someone that can make people have strong opinions about, and you have to be able to respond. You have to be able to say something, even if it's like, even if you don't think you're going to be good at it, or if you might, you know you're going to say something wrong. It's better to do that than to just take it silently, because sometimes when we get slapped on the cheek and we turn the other cheek, and then we get slapped on that other cheek again, sometimes what our soul does afterwards can be worse than like preventing that second slap. So it's also kind of dependent on the spiritual strength of people. This is a very difficult saying, okay? At the same time, if you're like publicly defending the faith, right? Like, so it's like, besides, like, it's over you. Like, it's more than you. Sorry, it's much more than you. Like, you're defending the faith. It's a different arena, okay? If it's like, if you're just some like movie critique guy, and someone says your movie critique sucks, you're a dumbass, and like person get butthurt over it, then like, yeah, you have to turn the other cheek, obviously. But if you're like defending the faith, you don't want people to think that you just like take things, and that like you're a person that's fine with being everyone's like being on everyone's hit list, okay? You have to at times like show some strength. And like from my personal example, this is why like I don't think it's like too much for a problem when people respond, because in elementary school, one of the biggest issues I had was that like is that I was weak. right? I was very weak in a lot of senses. And that led to people, doing what they wanted to be. And I just let them do it. Sometimes I made a response, but it was a very weak cry, right? So really until high school that I realized that I can be way more smarter with how I'm acting. And at the same time, if someone's like giving me grief, or if someone's saying like even something minor, like I have to like speak up. And I have to kind of let these people know that like, you can do something with me. Like you can, I don't know, you can do whatever you want, but it's going to be expensive for you, right? I just want to let you know that it's going to be expensive. You're not going to have fun saying little haha funny words about me. I will make it very difficult for you. And once that kind of happened, a lot of people paid a lot more respect to me, I will say. I'm not going to say that they certainly liked me or something, but people respected me a lot more, right? And I'm seeing that online as well, where if you just let people say whatever they want to you, eventually, like, for example, let's say that, like, oh, this guy's mean, right? I don't like his tone. I don't like his tone. He called people stupid, right? And you just don't say anything about it because it's like, yeah, whatever. Like, we let them speak. And then for 5, 6, 7 months, you act nice. You're trying to appease to these people. You're trying to compromise. You're trying to be a nice person. Guess what happens? Everyone's still calling you mean. Everyone's still calling you whatever. They're still attacking for what you were 7 months ago. And you realize that that's never going to change. And now what's even worse is that people actually notice that you're compromising. And do you know what they're thinking? They're not thinking, oh, wow, this guy has changed for the better. They're thinking, wow, this guy's weak. He's not bearing his fangs anymore. I can say what I want about him even more. Okay? So I think with that person, that was actually a prime example of that, because I remember that person didn't really, like, he tried to compromise and didn't like say anything negative. And when Jay like decided to stay silent, and I've seen like him like deliberately saying like, I'm not gonna say anything, I don't want to start anything like that. It just happened more and more. Like this guy went more and more. Like I don't know, he makes a video against his fans or something. He then goes in the stream. He then does this, and then does. It just goes over and over and over and over again. And eventually, you have to say something about it. Okay, and at that point when you're responding, you have to be like, you can't let your passions take over you, right? That's the problem, right? But if I was sitting here talking about every people's little minute errors and all that kind of stuff, you should probably not have me as a YouTube guy. You should probably elect me as a bishop and have me do that instead. Okay, if you want me to do that, you want me to do that for the rest of my life? Elect me as a bishop. Make me your spiritual father. Every single person you meet in your life, I'm gonna tell them what kind of a person they are, and I'm gonna tell you how to act. How about that? You like that? I love that. That would be fun. But I don't think that's basically what I think about that kind of stuff. Is that eventually you have to say something, even if sometimes you might say wrong things, and you have to at the simultaneously turn the other cheek also. That's very difficult. Not many people can do that. I can't do that. That's my perspective. But you all know, none of this is spiritual advice. If your priest says something otherwise, then listen to him. Don't listen to me. I'm a guy online. Wait, incel is a term to, it's a fair thing to call. No way, dude. Nah, I ain't having that. I ain't having that. Nope, nope, nope. I ain't having that. Sorry. I'm not having that. I am not having that. Hey, you're involuntarily celibate and you can't have a girlfriend. That means you have a political belief and you hate women. I hate you now. You're a horrible person because you have red pill beliefs. I ain't having that, bro. So go away. I don't want you over here. Get out. You made me talk for like 10 minutes about this and then you say this crap. Oh man. Anyways. Was there a question? What was it? Yeah, I don't welcome. I absolutely don't welcome people saying something like that. Absolutely not. By that definition, like, what does that make me then? Like, what are you calling me then? Are you saying that I have a ideology that's like anti-Christian then, just because like of a situation I have? This is, give me a break, man. This is joke, absolute joke. Though people will call me Volsel, I don't care. I've grown out of that a long time ago, but yeah, like priest calling people incels is not cool, absolutely not cool. Then a priest being called soy boys is also not cool, but anyways, was there a question here? Another question: how to convert JWs? As an ex-JW, I had trouble talking with them with any resources. Craig Truglia's channel has 2 ex-JWs talking about how to convert JWs, so you can watch that. I don't know much of their beliefs. I think they're anti-Trinitarian, so I just explain to them what the Trinity is, because their understanding of the Trinity is probably something very strange, and they might need some help understanding what it is. Yeah, it's like, yeah, Kenny said it right. Brain cells didn't kill 70 million unborn Americans. Feminism did. True. True. So much truth. You know what's also true? This has been going for 2 hours. And Hollis Thompson, you can look at this in Craig Trulia's channel. It's gonna be there somewhere. Just look up Craig Trulia, Jehovah's Witness, and it'll come up. It'll definitely come up. There's a good stream. There's a just good general stream. There doesn't seem to be any problems with the streaming or anything like that. It's very late here. I gotta go to sleep, man. I gotta sleep earlier. Gotta fix the sleeping schedule. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for staying here. I'll see you. I will be uploading a video most likely tomorrow, if not the next day. See all of you. Goodbye.